love is what we give when we receive, so keep it burning. Gift your soul and let it be. Soon you'll find legacy. I'm ready to color my world. Ready to give you. I'm ready to color my world. Ready to give to you.
Faith will keep you strong where you belong. Just believe it. Dreams to help you grow, to reap and sow. You receive it.
So gift your soul and let it be. Soon you'll find your gift of legacy. I'm ready to color my world. Ready to give to you. I'm ready to color my world. Ready to give to you.
Good evening and good morning, Ellen. How are you doing today? There we go. Awesome. So, you are still muted somehow?
You got me now?
I gotcha.
All right. So it's cold there. You're all bundled up. Everybody's saying snow. What? It's like 950 degrees here. It's so hot. It's so hot. Yeah. So we are in our season of heat, you know, and where I live, there's so much greenery down like where Clint lives as well. It's so humid. I mean, right now, grass is growing on walls. It's insane. It's just nuts. So I feel for all you guys that are chilling, but you could be melting because that's what we're doing out this way. I'll tell you that.
Well, I tell you, we had a freak heat wave on Tuesday and Wednesday. It was like about 25 degrees Celsius. I'm sure that's about 80 degrees Fahrenheit by you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a really hot wind, and now we've had rain, freezing cold rain and crazy wind, and winter is here. So it was like, here's a last little bit of summer for you, enjoy it, and now it's over.
So yeah, so see, that's a neat thing to learn about different parts of the world. So you guys are actually going into your winter then.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Our summer is just starting. So there you go.
Community to the max.
Wow. Well, we'll be praying for you guys to be able to stay warm. I hate that they would turn off your power during the winter.
Oh, I'll tell you, yeah, load shedding is just something else. We had a meeting the other day and Chris was like, hi, everyone. And then he just went dark. And it was like a big shedding. It was so funny, but not funny.
Yeah, right. One of those things. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
crazy. Like even in Egypt, I mean, it's very third world Egypt and they have power. Oh my
Right. I can see it now. I can see you saying, is it too much to ask? Okay. Just a little power. That's
Yeah.
funny. We don't have any water, so there's that. Yeah, we just got the Yeah, we just got the notice the other day. It's like no more watering your lawn or washing your cars. So, unless it rains here on a regular basis, they shut us down on the whole water. Not that anyone listens, but that's just how that goes. So, all right. Well, I'm excited about today. What about you?
Oh yes, it's a great subject, and it's definitely something that I am very excited to unpack with you this evening. Also, a lot of people have got different views, and that's because a lot of us, well, at the moment, it's actually a small portion because 7,900, and we've got like over 400,000 users that are in the system. I think we clocked it at 405,000 users. Obviously, not all of them are active, so I'll go through a little bit of stats later. But yeah, so 7,900 of those people in the very beginning got migrated across, and we came from a precursor program. And in that precursor program, it was just a given that when you joined, as soon as your name went onto that board, file swoop, you contacted the legend, you asked, how may I gift you? And you made your gift happen. And that was as soon as you joined the board. And I didn't hear of anybody having issues with getting a gift. We wouldn't have dreamed of, as legend, reaching out to the people that were on our boards, because we were getting in touch with the legends before they could reach out to us. Yeah. So now we've come into Gift of Legacy, obviously 4 and a bit months old. And boy, have things changed. And, you can't fight change. You've got to adapt to change. It's just the way it is. Otherwise, you're going to be very tired and you're going to have a headache. So we've had to adapt to the change. And things have actually changed. So it's not working like that at the moment. I think because it's spread so far and wide, education has gone like that. And that's a problem that we really want to sort out. So, things have changed because people join boards. They might not know that when you've got 2 people that have been confirmed, your board automatically opens up, allowing you to join a board, but it still means that when you join, you've got to get hold of the legend and gift. So, a few things have changed, and maybe people like pressing buttons and then they don't really know where they land up. But the main thing is we've got to get the education out there. And we had a great chat on Tuesday about, if you're a gifter and you are reaching out to the legend and they don't particularly know what's going on, because there are a few people out there, then try and educate them. We're a community. We're here to help and uplift one another. And if you're a legend and you've got a gift on your board and they haven't reached out straight away, then reach out to them and try and educate them. And if they don't get back to you and they're not in the vibration of doing what you're saying, then ciao, see you later. You can join another board. But we'll unpack that a little bit more. Alan, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I agree with that. So the one thing I think that, I think there's a couple of things that are happening here. First of all, we were on last week and it was 322,000 people. Now it's over 400,000 people. Okay, you guys, this is an exponential growth, not small. And so anytime, like you just pointed out, when it goes wide, when it gets thinner, then, what are we looking at here? How many people do we have on this thing? 54? Now I get it. It's Friday night. And if Friday nights in all over the world are like they are here, there might be a little other type of activity going on in the Friday evening. We aren't having that yet. But the reality of it is you guys are the ones that are on this call that are getting educated in this way. And so what does that mean? That means that we all need to go to our own little, communities, because we're all a sub community of a larger community, and do the best job that we can, either in our own, private WhatsApp threads, Telegram threads, or meetings that we have, to make sure that education, pours over everybody. It's just the only way that it can work, because we're never going to have 400,000 people on a Zoom. Just not going to happen, right? Yeah, wouldn't that be an amazing number to see? So yeah, it is crazy. And the other thing is this, and I was having a chat with Candz a little bit earlier today. We did a US presentation late last night, and gosh, it turned into a little bit of a something that we didn't want it to turn into. you know, it's because you can tell, it's because people aren't educated. So one of the things that we have to understand is patience. Patience and grace, patience and grace, patience and grace. You have to have it. Why? Because, you know, right now I'm chit-chatting with a gal from Turkey whose English is not her first language. And so I have to have patience, and she also has to have patience because her first language, I know she knows what she's trying to say to me, and I know what I would like for her to be saying to me. So, you know, we're using the old iTranslate or Google Translate tool to be able to communicate back and forth with each other so that we, you know, get on the same page. But that then requires a little more patience because, guys, not everybody communicates directly. Every sort of, how can I put this? You know, different places in the world have different ways that they communicate. They just do. Okay, some places are more direct than others. Some places are more ethereal than others. And then you have people within those places, all right? You've got all kinds of different personalities. So to recognize what those personalities are is going to really help facilitate the vibration of the board, as Candz likes to say, because that's the reality. The whole thing is about lifting each other up and helping each other so that everyone can win. Because when everyone wins, well, everyone wins. And that's what this whole thing, I think that's, at least that's the feeling that I get from all of this. It isn't about any one of us or any one group of us. It's about everyone. And so there is some things that we need to make sure that everybody is practicing as far as etiquette when you're a gifter and a legend. And it's not too much to ask, because basically when you're a builder and a guide, you're just along for the ride for a minute. That doesn't mean that you're free from paying attention or anything like that. I'm not intimating that. But what I am saying is this: most of the work happens. Certainly most of the communication happens, unless you're a happy chat board user like I am. I'm all over those things. You know, just because I want to facilitate a vibe, right? That's what, when everybody's having fun, guess what? Things go quickly. They're like, who doesn't want to, you know, have you ever walked into a party? And I'm sorry, I'm kind of on a soapbox, but have you ever walked into a party and, you know, at any point in your life, maybe when you were in school, maybe when you were out of school or whatever, and you're just like, man, this party is a dud. Nobody wants to hang out at a dud party, right? Okay, so look at every board as a small party. Get in there and have fun with it. That's what this should be. It should be fun. Because let me tell you, your journey on the way to legend is a fun thing. When you get there, it's exciting. I've got plenty of people that are in my group, the group that I'm in. I don't like to take ownership of anything. It's all of us, right? But in the group that I'm in, that have made it to the legend spot, and they could not be more fired up. You know, I had one person that was able to get through on 2 different boards through the legend spot in the same night. That's pretty fat. That's $1,600 USD. That's not too shabby, right? Now both of their positions are on a silver board. So anyways, it's important that we just simply facilitate good quality communication, and that's etiquette, because it makes your whole world better, more colorful.
Exactly.
Are you sorry? Are you sorry you asked me the question? Sorry, I went on for a little while.
So cool. You put such a great spin on things. But like you were saying, you know, this is always, and we've always said it, for the community, by the community. It's not like, and I've always said as well that it's a paradigm shift. We've also said that Gift of Legacy is not like anything out there. So it's not like any other gifting platform out there, but it's not like any other networking or MLM platform either. Yes, it will appeal to those people. And yes, if you've got a network of people, oh my gosh, could you be successful? But it's time to let go of who's following me and how many people on my team. And I'll give you an example. I went onto a perpetual silver board this week. And as I landed on, and I'm going to speak my truth here because that's how you know me. I landed on this board and there were 7 other gifters. So it was a full board, which was awesome, but they were all red. And immediately what I wanted to do was jump off, because I was like, no. This legend's not on top of things. I don't want to have to wait. And then I actually saw the legend and I just couldn't bring myself to hop off. But that's human nature. The other thing that's going to happen when you're a gifter is you're going to land on a board and you're going to see no one else is there. And you're also going to want to hop off. Exactly like what Alan said. You don't want to be the first one at a party, and you definitely don't want to be at a party where no one's talking to each other. So those are the two things that I saw. But anyway, with board chats, it made it so much easier to communicate, because I got onto board chats and I, hey, what's happening here? Do you know that as builders and gifters, your teams will follow you, but if you are a guide or a legend, your teams are going to go somewhere else. And the reason that I said that, sorry, I'm jumping the gun here. It was a whole lot of one group that had landed on this board, and they said that it was their board. So they tried to claim the board as gifters. And for me, the way I see it, if you're a legend, that's your board.
Yeah.
You're the one that's accepting gifts, and you've got into legend position. So it's your board. Where the gifters and builders have now dominated a board, it doesn't necessarily mean it's their board. Because what I noticed is, because all of these people were together as a team, they thought that they could take their sweet time in gifting because it's their board. But I made them very aware that if they get removed 3 times, they no longer follow their teams. If you are a legend and you remove somebody 3 times, they go to another board, and then their lineage is broken. So if you want a position as a gifter, you gift that legend to confirm your position on that board, to secure your spot on that board. And we've got to just get our minds right and come into, when we invite people into this beautiful space, we've got to take the time to educate them. Alan and his team were saying they don't even sign anybody up until they've gone through. Once they've signed up, they're not allowed to join a board until they've gone through the academy. Am I right, Alan?
Yeah,
Because
so that is true. So, we can't stop everybody from doing stuff, but I can tell you that Clint and Janan Betts have kind of instituted that, and they are taking their time to make sure to offer everybody, here's how it should happen. Okay. And again, it's one smooth move. And it's kind of interesting because, I was not, this is my very first gifting community. So, you might as well start with the Rolls Royce. That's the way I go. Right. So it's the best one from because we have a lot of people that have been in other gifting communities that are coming into our organization, quote unquote, community. And they all say this thing is way more advanced, way better than anything that they've ever seen. And some of them have been gifting for 20 years, and they're excited because this works. And that's exciting to me because I haven't had to pave that road. I'm just, along for the ride, and that's exciting. So, we do want to create a culture. That's where if you're coming from an MLM world, that every team creates its own culture. And that's what we want to do. We want to create a culture where people know exactly what to do, and it's one smooth move. And that is this. All right. So a gal asked me yesterday, hey, I'm getting ready to change my phone number. Should I come on a board and then change my number? I said, no, wait till you have your number and then come on board. Wait till you're ready. So it should look like this. Whenever you are, whenever you opt in and you become a new member, okay, you have registered for free. That's the way I like to put it. Okay, you registered for free. That doesn't mean you're on your journey yet because you haven't clicked join the board. And you should never click join the board. In my opinion, you should never register until you are ready to click join the board. And you should never register until you're ready to click join the board with a $100 bill waving in your face, because you're going to give that away. That's one smooth move. This would be the roadmap for successful gifting right here. Join or register, join the board. Once you've joined the board, click the legend, get the information, reach out on WhatsApp. Now, you guys, I've tried everything. I've tried email, Telegram. WhatsApp is the de facto standard of being able to get a hold of people in this community. If you don't have it, please get it. And all you have to do, and it's easier to do on the phone, is add that phone number of the legend. Especially if you're an iPhone user, you pop it in the field and it says this user is already on WhatsApp. Boom, you're done. And you send a quick message. Hey, my name's Alan from Nashville, Tennessee, USA. I can't wait to send you your gift. How would you like it? I have PayPal, Wise, crypto, you name it, I've got it. What works best for you? And I get responses like immediately, oh, bless you, I'm so happy to have you on my board. And, oh, Wise, okay, give me your Wise information. And I'm done. We're done. That's it. We're done. Hey, have a blessed day. Congratulations. See you on another board down the road. That's how you come into this and you get it done. Now, what Candace was saying earlier, because this has happened to me too out of Germany. If you're a team, and it did happen, but it happened beautifully. All right. My board was a little bit, lagging. And then all of a sudden I checked in and there's 8 gifters on the board. 8, like boom. And I'm like, oh, this has to be a team. And immediately a woman contacted me and she said, hey, we just filled your board. I want to send you $800. Where would you like it? So she also understood it, even though she was running it for a team. Now, I don't claim to know that strategy or care anything about that strategy. If it works, for something that's so simple, this thing can get complex if you decide to make it that way. But simply put, she was able to, on behalf of whatever that list was, it can get complicated if you make it that way. But the reality was she just reached out to me and said, where would you like your gift? I'm about ready to send you $800. Can you take crypto? And I said, oh, absolutely, I can. So she sent me crypto and we were done. All board split and I'm gone and they've moved on. And, lucky for me, they ended up on another board of mine too. So fantastic stuff. But you guys, that's how it should run. Very smooth from the start. And let's face it, again, coming from an MLM background, that's me. And that's a lot of people on here. Okay, the real work starts after someone says yes. Oh, I'm fired up about this. I want to be a member. Okay, now you owe it to them. You don't just go, great, throw them out to the, in the ocean and hope they can swim. You say, okay, great. When can we hop on a Zoom or when can I walk you through it on the phone? Many of us have done it so many times. I don't need to see the screen. I know where the mouse clicks are. I know what, I don't have to do that. I can do this from anywhere. But you may want to get on a Zoom with them and as Clint likes to call it, and Janan, orient them, orientation, bring them in. This is the proper way to do things. And that just is going to make everybody's board. And again, I love it because it's all interconnected. It's going to make everybody go faster. Just is. And that's the right way to do it. So tell us what you think is a legend. Because now, like you said, in the precursor program, you didn't have to do that because the culture that was created there was gifters did the contacting, but now we have a two-way communication. So from your perspective, how should a legend respond to a board like that?
So remember, for 8 months, we were training or orienting our beautiful community, which was 800 to 1,000 strong on every Zoom call, which was absolutely amazing. We were educating them on when you're a legend, you just receive. So gifters land on your board, they contact you and you receive. Well, that's not happening in a lot of cases. There are cases like with Alan, where they'll get hold of you and they gift you. I had the same experience before I left my 400 board to go into the new one. And I had a lady who had just joined, and everybody that she joined on the bronze board, she actually got to fast track to the silver board, which just so happened to be my silver board. It was absolutely amazing. And it all flowed beautifully because she wasn't gifting on behalf of other people, but she was giving them my PayPal details. And all I was doing was actually sending them emails to say thank you for the gift. So that's a beautiful situation. But in reality, and we could never have projected this 8 months ago, not happening. So we've got a lot of legends out there that understand, all the training that we've done, and they'll get gifters on the board. And now they want to give them 24 hours and no contacts made. 48 hours comes and no contacts made. And then you get to the 72-hour max that we said, and then you're going to be able to remove them from your board. Now, I don't think that's very fair. And I think the excitement starts dwindling every time you look at the board or you look at the message. So I'm going to share what I personally do, what has worked for me. I'm not saying that it is a rule that we're going to put in the guidelines, because I really think that we need to use our intuition with this, and we need to just feel it out. So if I've got a gifter that lands on my board, I immediately reach out to them. So I'll do exactly the same as what Alan said. I'll save their number in my phone, save their email address, and I've got a beautiful tip that I'm happy to share on the groups after this call, but it goes along something like this. Hi, and welcome to my silver board. It is so wonderful to have you here. I'm from South Africa. So wonderful to have someone from America on my board. How would you like to gift me? I've got crypto. We can do USDT, Bitcoin. I've got PayPal. Here's my PayPal address. I've got airtime. Here's my airtime address. Then I leave a space. And then the next, please make sure to get hold of me as soon as you get this message, because if I don't hear from you, I'm going to remove you off my board to make space for other gifters that are ready to gift. But don't worry, you can always join another board when you are ready with your gift. Wishing you well, riding the boards of abundance, love, Candz, and then obviously my username. I send that out. If the person doesn't have WhatsApp when I'm trying to save the number, I already get a weird feeling, because then they're not really involved, because we mention WhatsApp all the time. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and I'll send an email, and I will go look for them on Telegram. I also check all the Telegram groups to see if that name appears there. And if they're not there, and I'm going to be very honest with you, I delete them. If I can't find them, I delete them. I don't even try further than that. If I've sent them a WhatsApp message and they haven't blue ticked me within an hour or two, I delete them, remove them. Maybe remove is a better word to use. I remove them because, you know, I work with energy and I really believe in a flow of abundance. And if you're letting somebody sit on your board that is not in the vibration of what Alan just said, hi, I'm a gift on your board. Where would you like your gifts? And you're ready to gift. Because if you're awake, it doesn't even matter if it's 2 o'clock in the morning. If you're awake enough to click join board, why can you not follow with the next 5 minutes of actually gifting a person? We're all online. Most of us bank online. Crypto is all online. So I just feel if you are not online and you haven't blue ticked me within 1 or 2 hours, and I get a sense of, you know, maybe, you know, a telephone number or just something that doesn't resonate with me, you're gone. And at the end of the day, you're not going to be kicked out of the game. You are just going to be taken off, allowing my space and my energy and my abundance to flow, allowing other people that are ready with their gifts to come in. And then you can join another board when you're ready. And hopefully with you realizing you've been taken off a board, it makes you realize that we're serious about this. We're serious about gifting and receiving. And, you know, even in my message to these people that were on the board, I said, we have to come on as gifters and we have to gift this unconditional gift from the heart. That's what this is all about. It's not a business transaction. You know, the transactional reality was for. We are trying to create a new reality, and it's definitely not a transactional reality. It's a reality of gifting and receiving, helping each other. So I'm not all super bitch, because if there are people that have blue tick me and we start engaging and they say, yes, okay, wonderful, I want to gift you. And then it takes another 24 to 48 hours. I don't mind that, because we're communicating. You know, maybe they don't have PayPal. At the moment, I don't have Wise. Everyone around me's Wise account got closed. So I don't have Wise. So if somebody else has got Wise, because we spoke about Wise so much in the beginning, then I'm going to try and make another plan with them and give them that time. But the main thing is they've communicated. So they've done nothing wrong. They've acknowledged that they're a gifter and they want to gift me. And now we are making a plan to get that transaction going. So totally different story. And then also now with board chat, you can let all the other people on your board know what's going on. So, okay, they're from Spain, they've got Wise, I don't. So we are busy working something out. So then at least everybody on the board, because remember, nobody can really see anybody else's details or what's going on. So it's really great to just communicate in that board chat and let everybody know what's going on, because then it gets the party fired up and everybody's excited and everybody's ready to spin. So yeah, so as a legend, you know, use your discretion. Use your discretion. And if someone is rude to you, because believe me, I've had a lot of people that have been rude to me and call me names. Bye. And you know, one thing I want to mention, I'm on the soapbox now, Ellen.
It's all good. It's all good.
Is the first time that I was a legend on a board and I got 8 gifters and they were not communicating with me. I really let it get to me, and it wasn't a pleasant experience, because I was so disappointed, because it was nothing that I thought that we'd created. And it wasn't in the spirit of gifting and receiving. I felt like a bit of a debt collector, to be honest. But the next time it happened, I had so much fun, because I was like, off with your head, bye. Allow space. Bye. Oh, another one doesn't want to talk to me. Ciao. So I had so much fun with it. And I really invite you guys, like Alan said, whether you're a gifter, a builder, or guide, or a legend, this is fun. It's really fun. If people aren't communicating on your board, it's okay. They will eventually. Don't let anything in Gift of Legacy get you down, because like Alan said last week, waking up and being in a good mood is a choice. The way you look at Gift of Legacy is totally your choice. The way you look at new gifters on your board is totally a choice that only you can make. You can choose to have a good experience on this and see all the beautiful things, or you can look and see all the negative things, because believe you me, in everything in life, you are going to find positive and negative. It's
For
just
sure.
The dark wolf or the light wolf. Which one do you want to feed?
I love that. No, all great stuff, and you're exactly right. And I've literally lived by this mantra for quite some time. If you're looking for what's wrong, you will for sure find it. Because if you don't find it, you'll create it. And people create their own realities all the time. In fact, that's what we are, is a sum total of creating our own reality, which is why I choose to wake up in the most amazing mood every single day. I've been doing that for a long time. It has served me well. One other thing too, you guys, and this is really cool. So again, we've talked about cultural change in this whole thing. So the developers put together this chat because they wanted us to use it. So let's use it. Okay, let's take the tool and put it to work. Now, they've even improved it since then. Okay, and it's a work in progress. Okay, a lot of code that goes into this kind of thing. But now you'll notice that there's names on the side there. That's so you can whisper to somebody. So that if you click somebody's name, say for instance, Candz and I were on the same board and I wanted to send her a private message, my current way of doing that would be to WhatsApp her if I have a WhatsApp. But you don't have to do that, because remember, when you're on a board, that is the members of the party, so to speak. That is the team at the moment. So they've made it possible for me to click her name or whomever's name I want to communicate with and put a message in the chat that only she and I can see. It's a whisper. It's private. No one else can see that. I don't know if you guys were aware that that was what that was for. I wasn't. Thank you, Adele, you lovely person, for putting out the infographic that said that. I go, oh, cool. Because I really didn't know what that was, that it was making it private, but it is a very neat thing. So you guys, if we start to use that chat a lot, you'll find a lot less traffic, at least from the people that are on your board in WhatsApp. You can do it all in the chat, including sending your payment details if you want to privately. But I mean, heck, if you're the legend, I mean, throw them out there. Hey guys, here's how you can gift me. Hopefully stuff just starts showing up in emails saying, hey, I just gifted you. Will you confirm me? So again, the volunteer developers are putting together just the most amazing tool. And we got to take the time to teach people how to use it and use it ourselves. So that said, I think we pretty much covered it. Guys, the whole thing is to facilitate a two-way communication between gifter and legend, because they're the ones that are sharing the gifts between each other. That has to happen. Okay, whether it's coming from the legend to the gifter or the gifter to the legend, hey, if like two ships crossing in the night, you're both sending messages at the same time, even better. Just make sure that you are communicating, because I'm the same way as you are. In the very beginning, I will tell you, I was like, oh, I don't want to remove this person from my board, because I don't want to remove this person from my board. They're there to receive the abundance just like anybody else. But, after a little while, you have to do what's right for the whole entire community. And that's exactly what Candz is saying. Is she's saying, look, I'm trying to create the right vibe on my board. And if you don't want to play, that's fine. Go to another board and nag out. You're not going to do it on my board, because I'm not going to let you. And when you are the legend, you are in control of the board. It is your board. That's the way I see it as well. And as such, not only is that a gift to you, but it's a responsibility that you have to undertake to make sure that you're continuing to move that board ahead, because 8 new gifters need to show up to be able to share in the abundance that we're creating here. Just the way it works. So anyways, all right. We've gone from soapbox to
Two
soapbox to
things that I want.
soapbox.
So two things I just want to mention, and then we'll go into stats quickly. Because I'm a natural educator, and that's what I love doing. I love sharing information, especially in this, where information can get you gifts. What I do is I'll just take some information that I've written down, and I'll save whatever I write down, and I'll use that as a platform to educate them about the changes that have happened. Because all I need to do is type it. I mean, I can just copy and paste it now, and it's out there. And I'm hoping that at least, 14 or 7 other people, depending on how many people are on the board at the time, are going to see that, and they're going to learn from that and understand how to be successful at this even more. So many people are signing up teams, and they're not getting the proper education, and we can't blame them for that. So that's why I say, as a legend, if a gifter's on your board and maybe they don't have PayPal and they don't know anything about crypto and they really are a bit lost, take the time and educate them, because at the end of the day, they'll be so grateful to you. This lady that I had on my board from America, she was trying to gift on another board, and it was a lady from South Africa, from Lesotho. And this poor lady didn't have PayPal. And I said to Annie from America, I said, Annie, I know this is a big ask and you'll have to trust me, but if you give me the PayPal details, if you send the money to me in PayPal, I'll make sure to do a bank transfer for her. And I said, you can trust me, because she knew that I did presentations and whatnot. But it's still a huge thing to trust a stranger and just give. And I was able to give this lady her electronic transfer from bank to bank. We actually were at the same bank, so it went with ease. But in hindsight, and from me doing that, she got everyone to fast track and come onto my $400 board. So I scored from being generous and helpful. So, just take it down a notch and help somebody that you would like to help. The other thing I just want to mention quickly, because a lot of people have been asking, and someone did ask in the is how the algorithms work. Now, did Kentucky Fried Chicken ever give their recipe away? Their special spice, Colonel Sanders? No, he didn't. So the only thing that we need to know about the algorithm is, number one, there were 7,900 migrators that came across. They did not have inviters. So when they complete a board, they go to the oldest board. And they're kind of the pioneers, because following behind them, and they happen to be in a builder or a gifter position when they go to the oldest board, guess what? They're going to be followed, and they're going to contribute to that. So as a cross-pollinator, I like to call them, and not a migrator, you are part of the algorithm. So every time you complete a board, and the more you complete boards means the more people you've brought in, you'll be helping the oldest boards. The other thing that happens now is, when you're a guide or a legend on a bronze, silver, gold, or platinum, and you invite people, they also become cross-pollinators and go to the oldest board. But they do follow you after they've completed, and if you're on another board as a gifter or a builder. So that's how the algorithm works. And, a lot of people are so obsessed with the dates of boards. And the thing is, 7,000 within a millisecond of one another when we first started. Now just think about how quickly those boards completed. And then silver boards were created in a millisecond. So even if you've got a board that's dated the 24th of April and you think that's the next one in line, there might be 7,000 other boards that are also dated the 24th of April. So by giving dates out every week so you can try to figure out when you're next in line, it's not going to give you the stats that we release every week, which I'm going to go through now. But if you've got people that you brought in, you are going to move faster through the boards, because they are going to be pushing you and flowing. So that is the best that I can do. I don't know if you want to piggyback on that before we move on.
No, that's exactly it. So guys, in every walk of life, there's minimum and then there's more. Okay. So minimum, this could not be easier, but please understand that if minimum is is who you are. That's perfectly fine. I get it. Okay. You're going to do the minimum. You're going to register, you're going to gift right away, and you're going to bring in 2 people that are like-minded that are going to do the same. And that's it. You're only going to have 1 account. It is going to take you longer. You've done the minimum, so you don't have as fast of a car. All right. Now, if you decide that you want to bring 20, 30, 40, if you want to continue to bless people because you come from that background, there's a lot of people here that have giant gifting communities. There are people here that have been recruiters in MLM, and I hate using the word recruit because I don't consider this that at all, but it takes on that flavor a little bit. But I have no fear of mentioning this to anybody I run into. Guy who cuts my grass, anyone. Everybody wants to make a little bit of extra money. Everybody does. I mean, holy smokes. Utah, $12 a gallon for gas right here in the US. 12 bucks. Somebody needs some extra cash. All right, it costs you $24 to be able to drive halfway to work. I mean, it's like nuts, right? And so the reality of it is you guys, you know, just remember to just be kind. The algorithm will take care of you, and it will take care of you faster if you give it more opportunities to, meaning you introduce this to more people. It's just that simple. And so be prepared to be patient or just keep working. I prefer to keep working, first of all, because it makes me feel good. So many people have contacted me that I introduced this to. Dude, I'm a legend. I'm a legend. I just got my first gifts. That's more fun for me than me getting to be a legend. I love that. I love that. So anyways, okay, I'm done. Let's go stats.
Okay, so just share, my husband, while I've been on the call, has been jumping around in the background because he has finally made legend on a platinum board, and he is so excited.
I can't wait.
So am I.
Nice.
Oh, okay, so let's see. Oh, hold on. I just want to make sure I've got the right ones. Give me 1 second. Yes, okay. Alrighty, let me share screen. Okay, can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so we have got, and I'm going to compare to last week as well, but we've got active users in Gift of Legacy. I know that I said that we've got 400,000 users, but 335,227 of them are active on boards, serious gifters moving around, which is quite scary considering we've actually got so far. Remember, Chris announced that we had about 100,000 bots. We're only down to 30,000, but none of them are on boards. So they've all been kicked off by legends, because the beauty about Gift of Legacy is that it's peer-to-peer. So even if you have bots and you've got a program where bots are joining boards, guess what? You've got to speak to one another to arrange the gifting and the payment gateways. So the bots will come onto the boards, and that's why I say use your discretion and use your intuition, because if you see a number or a bot or a position on a board and they're not contacting you, 70% chance it could be a bot. So once you remove it, it can't rejoin a board. That's it, program finished. So we've got 335,227 active users in Gift of Legacy as of today. On our bronze boards, we've got 321,180 active users. And somebody asked me last week, what is non-gifters on the board? That just means they are either a builder, a guide, or a legend. Gifted on board, we obviously know what that is. It's the 8 at the bottom. And then the users that are not on boards are obviously the bots that are just floating around, or people that have just not joined boards. So they've signed up, but they're just hanging in the background. We have now got 12,754 active users on the silver boards, 1,113 on the gold, and 190 the platinum. which means that 791 participants out there are eligible to join the 5,000 board. So very exciting. Okay, so let's just do some comparisons. And I'm sorry the writing's a bit small, but on the 13th of May, we had 322,763, and now we've got 335,227. So that means 12,464 active users in this past week. On the bronze board, we had 12,114 new gifters this week. So there's your numbers, Alan. $1,214,000 in bronze of gifts were given globally just this week. I noticed that there was a discrepancy between 12,114 new gifters and 12,464 active users. And I can really happily say that that means that 350 more participants within Gift of Legacy actually became active on their boards this week, which is great. Let's hope that number goes up more and more every week. 309 legends completed bronze boards this week, which means that $247,200 worth of gifts were received on silver. On gold, that means that 42 legends completed silver this week, so 134,400. And then on platinum, we've got from 181, we went to 198 active users, which means that we got 17 more legends that had completed their gold boards. Now, when I got boards completed, I was able to just obviously figure that out from the difference in the stats. So I don't actually know how many platinum users completed their boards. So I'll have to let you know during the week. But this is phenomenal. This is absolutely awesome. I mean, last week we broke it down from the beginning of January up until then, which was 4 months. And now in a week, I mean, just look at this growth. It's absolutely fantastic. Again, you'll see that there are a lot more people that are on the bronze boards and they're not going on to the silver. And like I said to you, there's a lot of teams that are selling off positions at $12.50, and then you've got to go through the bronze board probably 3 times before you can actually start gifting at $100. It's not advisable. We don't advise that. When we created Gift of Legacy and we said $100 and 2 people with 2 people with 2 people, that's been created. It's like my husband wanted to change a recipe of something this week, and I was like, why do you want to change the recipe? Just do it the way it is and the way it says, because then you won't fail. And it's exactly the same with Gift of Legacy. Why do you want to change the recipe when the recipe works? You can get a beautiful cake if you bake it properly.
That's funny. So for you guys, I'm a numbers guy. You're talking about a 16% monthly increase on the bronze board is what that comes to, 3.8% last week. And so here's the thing to think about though, okay, these numbers will grow exponentially because why? More people come into bronze boards. That's where everybody starts. So naturally the bronze boards are always going to be the largest. So more people begat more people, which brings more people. 16% is just the tip of the iceberg. I predict that at some point or another, probably this year, you'll be seeing 50 to 60% increases in volume on a monthly basis on bronze board, which does what? It just pushes everybody through all the other boards, letting the algorithm do its thing. So man, I say we are at the tip of a very exciting spear. This thing is just getting going. My gosh. Okay. I mean, look at the number of platinum boards. That to me, that's super exciting. If you look at some of the stats, it was like 0.06%. On the platinum boards. What does that mean? That means you're here in the very beginning. If we do things the right way, as Candz has said, follow the recipe. It's a super simple recipe. There is so much success that people around the world are going to have here that have never had the opportunity to have financial success in any other kind of leveraged idea like this one is. Wow, this thing's going to go down in history as one of the greatest things of all time, in my opinion. And all done by volunteers from the goodness of their heart. It doesn't get any better, honestly. Does not get any better.
And yeah, just one more thing that I want to just put out there to all of you, because all of you that join the Zoom calls are, like Ellen said, we depend on you to go out there and spread and share the information and make sure that people are watching the recordings. I know a lot of people can't attend live, and a lot of people do watch the recordings, and that's wonderful. It really, really is. So just get out there and share all of this information and get people excited. Oh yes, and we have Sylvia. So Sylvia has done a couple of testimonies for us, but I've asked her to come on tonight because her life's changed dramatically since the last time that she gave a testimony. So I am going to ask you to unmute, and you can take it away, Granny.
Hi, Candz. Nice to see you back, my darling. We missed you very much. That big smile of yours and your energy is just always amazing. Yes, I must say that Gift of Legacy has been a life change for me. I'm going to just give a little bit of my background for those who don't know. About 2 years ago, everything that I had saved for my entire pension, and I was forced to move in with my children, and one day I was praying, and I said, Lord, you know, I was living off of approximately $100 a month, Ellen. That's what I was living off of, and I prayed, and I said, I'm living with my children. I can't even afford to give them 500 Rand a month towards electricity. You know, I can't live like this anymore, and I need to do something to create an income. I'm 71 years old. Where am I going to get a job? How am I going to survive? I can't live off my children for the rest of my life, and I've known for many, many, many years. He's one of my children lives in New Zealand, and they've been friends for 25 years or something. So I've known Chris a very long time, and even although my son was in New Zealand, we kept in touch with each other, Chris and myself. And anyway, I had moved from where I was to Pretoria to go and live with my son, and Chris up and he said, what are you doing in Pretoria again? I thought you were so happy where you were. And I said, well, I was, but things happened and I lost everything, and I was forced to move in with my children. Now, you youngsters won't know what it means to be a child in your child's home again. It's very difficult. Anyway, and I was praying, and as I said, and I said to the Lord, I need to create an income. And he phoned me up and wanted to know what had happened. So I said to him, well, come and visit me, come and have a cup of coffee, and we'll chat about it. He came to me on the Monday, and this was in the previous precursor program that we were in. Chris came to visit me on the Monday, and I told him my long, sad sob story, and he said to me, I knew Chris as a wealthy young man. He was a wealthy young man. And he said to me, Sylvia, I'm going to help you to get back on your feet again. I said to him, Chris, I don't want your money. I didn't tell you about this because I wanted you to support me in any way. I would never take money from you. And he said, no, Sylvia, I want you to watch a video. I'm going to send you a video. I want you to watch it. I said, okay. And I did. The way I phoned him up and I said, Chris, I love what I see. But my darling, I don't have $100. I get $100 to live off of in a month. Where am I going to find $100? So Chris said, I'll help you when I'm ready. I didn't understand what he was saying to me. You see, the day that Chris was sitting with me on that Monday, he had just joined. Candz knows what I'm talking about. He had the previous program on the Sunday evening. And Chris had also lost his entire fortune, which I didn't know when he was busy talking to me on the Monday. And Chris on the Friday became a legend on his board, on his $100 board. And when he got his money, he actually helped me to the gifting community. Anyway, let's get back to now. That already changed my life there. And then where are we now? We're now in April. About 2-3 months ago. That was in January. Yes. I moved here 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I think it was. Anyway, I was sitting in Pretoria, and I once again, I talked to the Lord, and I said to him, I'm not happy here. I'm not happy where I am. But because of my circumstances, I never had the finances to move. I was forced to stay with my children. And I just said to the Lord, I'm not happy where I am. I'm not happy in Pretoria. I want to go home, which is the Cape, where I am now. And because of Gift of Legacy, I was able to move. I was able to get my own place again. And I'll tell you, I was able to buy a new fridge because I had to buy everything new again. I had to buy a new fridge. I was able to buy a new washing machine. I'm able to live again. I'm able to have my own place. I thank God for, and I thank Gift of Legacy, and I thank Chris for giving me this opportunity. If it wasn't for him, I would never have been able to get back on my feet again. So I'm just so grateful and so thankful, and I'm not going to cry tonight. But yes, it has just been a life changer for me. And what I said the other day as well is, for the people that are sitting on boards and not doing anything, you know, your actions do not only touch your own life, it doesn't only affect your own life. It affects other people's lives that are on those boards with you. There are a lot of us, and I'm talking about myself as well, that are dependent on Gift of Legacy for an income. So when you sit there and you don't do anything, and you're not bringing your bit, you're affecting other people's lives as well. And I just want to leave people with that thought. There are people that are totally dependent on Gift of Legacy for a livelihood. And I'm one of them. So I thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Candz, what you guys have done with this program is absolutely amazing. And I know what has gone into this, because I've been with you since forever. And I know the amount of work, the energy, the long nights, the sleepless nights, and the things that you've gone through. And that is why I get terribly upset when you are attacked. If only people could have seen what you people have put into this. It has, you know, it's all that is required from us is bring 2 people and gift 1,500 Rand or $100. That is all that is required. But the leadership has put so many hours and so much hard work in here. And I really want to commend you for that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Granny. And to say, she didn't tell the whole story, old Granny. When Granny first started, she was very excited. And she was on all the Zoom calls in the beginning. I mean, back in those days with the precursor program, we had like 30, 40 people on a Zoom call, and we were super excited. And Granny didn't have it easy. Granny was one of those people that was saying, I can't find 2 people. I'm old. I don't know how to do this. And somehow she just got that energy. She just realized that this is an opportunity that can really save her. And she started, and boy, oh boy, she's been on fire. Obviously, we had to stop for a few months while we were waiting for Gift of Legacy to come out. But I remember just before we started, I had a conversation with her, and she was like, I've already got 5 people waiting to sign up. So like, when are we going to start this? My people are starting to lose interest. I'm ready to go. And I was so amazed because, okay, obviously I'd been occupied with co-creating the program, but I was like, Granny Sylvia's got 5 people and I haven't even got 1 person at that moment. So Granny, you inspired me to actually start getting out there and speaking to people. And another thing that Granny Sylvia does is when she goes to shopping malls or convenience stores, that's her hunting ground. She'll go up to families that are shopping and she'll strike conversations with them and say, oh, geez, shopping's going to be quite expensive and you've got 3 kids and now they all want these toys. You know, why don't you have a look at something? I can show you something that can help you with more ease when you come shopping. And that's what she does. And that's how she became successful. And that is how she is able to depend on Gift of Legacy, you know, month by month. But what you say is very true, that if you land up going onto a new board and you've completed as a legend and you go onto a new board and people aren't doing anything on board, yeah, thank goodness for board chat. That's all I can say, because now we can start getting firecrackers out there for everybody.
And Candice, you know what? I'm not in a position where a lot of people are that are working or that are actively involved in life. I'm a pensioner. I've got a very small circle of influence, and for people that don't know what a circle of influence is, it's people that you deal with, people that you know, and most of the people that I know were on the previous previous program. So I brought in all my friends there already. So they came over. So they were not part of the new system of Gift of Legacy as my invitees. I have brought on to Gift of Legacy 10 people.
Yay! That's amazing.
I have got 10 new people that I brought in.
4 months. 71-year-old pensioner brought in 10 people. I just want us to think about that for a second. 4 months, 10 people.
Yeah. I've got 5 boards, and I brought 2 people onto each board.
Fantastic.
So if I can do it, then you guys can do it. Then really, you guys can do it. It's a question of getting off your butt and doing it.
Wow, what a great testimony, Sylvia. I've never heard the story before, but congratulations to you, sweetheart. I am so excited for that. And you know, we've heard it all before. Your life can change. Well, there's a real world example of somebody's life who's changed. We all take too much for granted. You know, we just really do. And I couldn't be more excited. I wish I had known you then, and I would have been the lucky one to have introduced this to you, because your success story is absolutely the gas that fuels my tank. It makes me feel good. And I don't even know you, but I'm gonna know you. That's amazing. Amazing. I love that story.
Yes.
Man. That's
and
awesome.
Then before we end off, it's been such a wonderful chat. I really love these Friday nights. I love having casual conversations about important things that involve GL and how to succeed with whatever gets, you know, put in our path. But I lost my train of thought before I introduced Granny Sylvia. But what I was saying is, all of you guys on the call and everybody that joins these calls and really is part of the community, you are pioneers. And being for 3 weeks and kind of looking at it from the outside and not being involved, and then coming back and just seeing what we've created in the last, 5-6 months. Gift of Legacy is pretty much finished now. You know, the development is pretty much done. There's a couple of things we need to shine and polish, but the program's done. So for all of you as pioneers, what I ask from the bottom of my heart is, Now it's time to be creative with the way that it works. Now it's time to form strategy. Now it's time to get the education. And now it's time to support the program for what it is. Because in the beginning, we promised you a Rolls Royce. And I'm very proud to say that that is what we have. And we're going to let it run for a couple of months and then see if we need to change anything or, do anything. But it is super, super secure. It's secure from the back end and the front end. I know that security from the back end was like an issue, but it is. And so there's super secure. We've got massive servers now, so there's never going to be an issue of switching off. And all of the features that we promised are there now. So I'm very proud of that because it's been a long time coming. And, it's kind of like working on yourself. You can never really stop working on yourself, but sometimes you need to just stop and smell the roses and enjoy all the work that you've done to be where you are. And that's what I'm asking us to do now with Gift of Legacy is like now stop and smell the roses of Gift of Legacy. Focus on the program that it is and not how you can change it that would possibly suit you better, because we've built it in a way that suits the community and that's going to make it sustainable and give it longevity for a long time. This is not a get rich quick scheme that's going to be switched off one computer. This is a legacy that you can leave for your children. And
Yes.
It's ready now. So let's just give it horns and do the best that we can and share it with everyone in the way that it is. This beautiful, finished and finally wrapped present that it is.
Candace, I want to say one more thing. The reason why I have 5 boards is I am leaving one profile for each of my grandchildren. So as an inheritance one day. So I have given my passwords and my usernames to somebody that when I pass, they will contact, and the telephone numbers I've given to somebody. And when I pass, they will contact my grandchildren. And it will be an inheritance for each one of them. And that is why I have 5 boards. The other thing that I want to say is since January until now, I have received the same amount that I would have from my pension for almost 2 years. I'm talking about the state pension that I was living off of. I have received almost 2 years worth of the money that I would have had to live off of. Thanks to Gift of Legacy.
Well, that's
I
awesome.
thank God for this crossing my path.
That's amazing. That's what it does.
So
That's
I want to
huge. That's
encourage
massive.
Absolutely
Anybody.
beautiful. Absolutely
Anybody.
beautiful. And I think, we're going to leave.
anybody is sitting there. And yes, Candz is right. I used to sit in the beginning and I used to sit back and everybody was so excited and I was battling to get my 2 people. And my kids thought I was nuts. All right. And nobody wanted to talk to me. When I spoke to my friends, I said, no, we don't want anything to do with that pyramid scheme. But every time that they spoke to me when we had a conversation, I used to say, and how's that thing of yours going? How's that thing of yours doing? And when I started telling them about what I was receiving, everybody hopped on board.
Of course.
Okay. So what I want to say to you, and I know that people get despondent. I know exactly what it feels like because that's what I felt like when I originally joined. I think that if it wasn't that I knew that this was a provision that God had put in my way, and also I had no option. I saw this as the only way that I would be able to survive. So, and I must say, I felt also, Chris had trusted me, and he actually gifted Angela. Angela was the first person that I gifted, was Angela, and I was her first gift.
Yeah, I'll never forget that. I
Yeah.
didn't know either of you very well, but I remember that because Angela was just completely smitten that Granny Sylvia had been her first person to gift her, and vice versa.
Yeah. So what I want to say is, my darlings, those people that are despondent, just hang in there and just do every day. Speak to people. You're sitting with something in your hands that can change people's lives. And that is how you must look at this. All right. You are not taking something from somebody else. You are giving them a gift. You are giving them something that is changing people's lives.
That's awesome. You're definitely the best part of this call, Sylvia. Amazing. I love it.
Love you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I like on Fridays, we like to go a little bit over time. It's like kind of what we do, which is awesome. But I also just wanted to mention we've got a new format for next week. So tomorrow we're not going to do Saturday trainings anymore. We just realized that the ratings have gone really bad. We only get 40 people that are coming to Zoom calls on a Saturday. And most of those people are so well educated because they're the same ones that come every Saturday. So what we've decided is we're going to give you Saturdays off for now, and Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. South African time are going to become the orientation workshops. So Monday is going to be Motivation Monday. Tuesday and Thursday is going to be our 45-minute normal presentation where I would suggest you bring your new people to. Wednesday is going to be about workshop orientation. I would also bring new people to that as well. And then Fridays, we are going to have our unpacked sessions where we will just deep dive and have a discussion about certain aspects within Gift of Legacy. And of course, we will always give you wonderful insights. And if we've got any tips to help you succeed, that is what we are here to do. So, Alan, always a pleasure. Always love getting voice notes from you. He really is a positive person. He's always in a good mood. And like we said, tomorrow, wake up and choose to be happy. Choose to be successful. We love you so much, and we'll see you on Monday.
Bye, everybody. Be good.
Bye.
Love you, Sylvia. That's amazing. I'm fired up for the rest of my weekend.
Bye.
Bye-bye.